on social media that he's in fact sick with COVID-19. He does seem to be doing better and we wish him a speedy recovery. He also did announce a wide range of medications that he took to treat COVID-19, which I want to discuss with you today. Here's the
We immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, everything. And I also got an NAD drip and a vitamin drip, and I did that 3 days in a row.
Let's take each one of these on the list, starting with monoclonal antibodies. This is actually a legitimate treatment that's being used widely across the US to prevent severe cases of COVID-19, hospitalizations, and deaths. The way it works is the pharmaceutical companies actually created artificial antibodies that are actually similar to the ones your body makes when it fights off COVID-19. DeSantis in Florida is actually praising this treatment, trying to get more and more people to get it. There is a set of inclusion and exclusion criteria. Basically, it's made for individuals who are at high risk for having severe COVID, but are not yet sick enough to be hospitalized because there is a limited benefit for those patients. Next up, we have ivermectin, which is an anti-parasitic medication used in both humans and animals. Lately, there's been speculation about ivermectin being used to prevent severe cases of COVID-19. However, this hasn't quite played out in the quality research. There have been smaller studies that showed some initial promise, but it hasn't yet held up when we've done serious research. There are some trials still ongoing, but this medication is far from proving a benefit. And this is really important to note because there are individuals across the US who believe in this medication so much that they're actually taking their animals' medication to treat themselves. Folks, do not do this. It is incredibly dangerous. The dosages are not the same. The types of medications are not the same. And we don't yet have proof that it works for COVID-19. There are other medications, there are other therapies that we have available. Do not use ivermectin unless it's for an approved FDA use. Next up, we have...
I can't take this guy seriously until I see how well he dances to fucking TikTok beats. Okay? I'm sorry. His 4 Webbies and his Dr. Mike neon sign is not doing it for me. Okay?
Z-Pak, azithromycin. It's an antibiotic that is frequently used for ear infections, respiratory infections. This one makes the least amount of sense to me as a doctor. Joe Rogan went on and said that he has a virus. This is an antibiotic.
Ivermectin at the right doses have been proven to destroy the virus. A published study shows that enough horse dewormer will kill the host at lethal doses. Once the host dies, within a few hours, the virus is gone as well. Thus, it is 100% effective against the COVID-19 virus. Yeah, can't have COVID if you're fucking dead.
That's used for bacteria. The two don't really go hand in hand. In fact, we advocate to not take antibiotics when you have a viral infection because it actually complicates the picture, creates more antibiotic resistance, chances of antibiotic-associated diarrhea, basically problems that you do not want to have. I don't want to speculate on Joe Rogan's health here because he may have an underlying pneumonia with his COVID-19 infection caused by a bacteria, but because he didn't say so, this one just doesn't make sense to me. Next up, we have prednisone, which is a steroid medication that we use to control inflammation. This one...
Yeah, I was about to say, that shit is like, that's what kicks you in the fucking ass so you feel like $1 million when you're dying, okay? My man took like every fucking thing in the book to have a 3-day recovery thinking that he's doing all right when like half the people don't have access to that level of fucking... medication.
Also is used in hospitals, but it's generally reserved for our more sick patients. This is because the purpose of using steroids is to actually blunt the immune response and lower inflammation. The tricky thing with treating COVID-19 patients, severely ill COVID-19 patients, is that they have an overabundance of this inflammation known as a cytokine storm. And to help combat that cytokine storm, we actually use prednisone to tone down your body's immune system response. But if you're otherwise healthy and feeling okay and are not hospitalized, prednisone might not play a role for you. Again, here, I don't want to speculate on the severity of Joe Rogan's illness, but I want you to know why we prescribe these medications. The next two I'm going to group in one, vitamin and NAD IV therapy. This is where marketers like to prey on you. Prey on your fears surrounding COVID-19. Folks, there is no proof either of these things help with COVID-19, preventing it, making it less severe, none of the above. And for individuals who eat a well-balanced diet and already take supplements, you do not need more of these supplements. supplements. In fact, the studies have shown over and over again that not only do these things not help, they could potentially hurt. I actually pulled up a website here with NAD therapy, and the promises they make are absolutely absurd. 1, it aids in addiction recovery. 2, it reduces pain. 3, it improves cognitive function. 4, it boosts energy. 5, it improves athletic performance. 6, helps with weight management. 7, reverses signs of aging. 8, delays or prevents the onset of certain
Hell yeah, baby, I'm taking it.
diseases, and apparently also helps with COVID. Folks, do not fall for these marketing scams. You do not need either of these for COVID-19. No legitimate doctor would be recommending these for you. And the biggest issue I have with all these medications being taken all at once, they could potentially interact. You know, when I prescribe a medications, one of the first questions I ask a patient is, are you on any others? And the reason is, we can actually look at our data.
The people who are literally like, oh, dude, Dr. Mike went on a fucking yacht. Like, first of all, he's sexy. He's a fucking doctor. Of course he went on a fucking yacht and partied without a mask. He's a hypocrite, okay? What are you going to do? You go to the hospital and your doctor's smoking cigarettes. You're going to be like, nope, sorry, I don't want gallbladder removal surgery. Actually, I'll take it back. I'll take my chances, doctor. I saw you smoking a cigarette. Yeah, doctors are fucking pieces of shit sometimes, okay? Like, what are you going to fucking be like, oh, nope, I don't believe you about prednisone. You were partying. Yeah, he's a fucking, he's a hypocrite, okay? But no, I'm not defending him because he's a big streamer or hot.
Database and see if there's interactions between certain meds. But when you're taking medications for unapproved uses, or even medications that don't have scientific validity to them, you won't know if there are any potential interactions, and it can become quite dangerous. And remember,
like when I fucking shit on bad doctors that are advocating for like fake miracle cures and shit, I'm not shitting on them because they're hypocrites. Like, I don't care. The hypocrisy is just seasoning on top of that, okay? Like, I'm shitting on them because they're giving you something, they're lying to you, giving you a false sense of comfort and security where none exists, okay? And getting them to, and getting you to not fucking take life-saving preventative vaccines that are safe.
we as doctors, the CDC, the FDA, we are working countless hours trying to find a potential treatment or cure for COVID-19. And you know what we have come up with? A vaccine that actually works. A vaccine that has a really, really good rate of decreasing hospitalizations and severe illness. That is.
He's dated like 5 Miss Americas? No shit. He's a fucking hot ass doctor with like a lot of clout. Dude, he's got 7 million subs. Are you kidding me? Of course he fucked like 5 Miss Americas, dude. I mean, what are you thinking? Like, is that confusing to you? He's literally a doctor. He could fuck 5 Miss Americas just on that alone. Hassan is so lucky he's tall. Otherwise, shitting on people so regularly would be so difficult. That's not true. What, unless you think that I'm like, you just hate doctors because you're anti-Semitic. I mean, I'm not anti-Semitic, nor have I don't understand that connection, nor have I ever hated doctors. So I don't know. Like, not a single part of that statement was correct. Like, literally, not a single part of that. How can you drop a fucking dime in there and just have like not a single tangible truth in there at all? What a take. Anyway, at least he owned up to his hypocrisy and talked about it. There are worse people to flame. Oh, he did? That one MBA doctor you seem to hate? Yeah, I think that doctors that get... If you have an MD, you should not be allowed to get an MBA. Like, I think that those two unironically go against one another.